Oh, yes, blessed love to each and everyone. Give thanks for your presence with us. We glorify the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie first. We give thanks to the prophet, priest, and king. Give thanks to Holy Melchizedek. The mother of creation is with us, for out of to all things come, say the Black Christ in flesh, Selassie. Jah Rastafari. I welcome each and everyone. You're in the Tiger's Nest. The Honorable Priest Isaac here with you. As always, at this resurrection moment, at least at the recording of this, it is not the resurrection, but you may be watching this on the resurrection. So the resurrection for sure. And definitely we will be doing the part two. This is really the second part of the reasoning with the Honorable Empress Lilly Mae Duncanson. I am happy to see that so many people full joy at that previous reasoning. And today we should be going into the some history as it relates to King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. I've been waiting for this for so long. That's really what I yearn for. You know, too much of the politicking and who did this and who said that and then this and that. And, I prefer to hear the genuine history. As I said, we come to drink milk, not to count cows. So anyway, definitely, Honorable Empress Lily Mae, we definitely looking forward to her joining us in a few moments, and we'll be taking this thing to another level. But of course, I got to remind you that it is Wednesday, you didn't hear about this? Wednesday, the 14th of April. Yes, we are at it again. The Honorable Priest Isaac online lectures. Yeah, the online lectures are here again. That is webinars. So definitely you don't have to catch no plane and come. I don't have to catch no plane and come to you. All you have to do is to contact us and we give you your key, your URL key, your electronic pass, and of course you will be with us on Wednesday evening. That's Wednesday the 14th of April now 2021, just 7 days before another celebration, Abraham meet Melchizedek. So this is going to be a wonderful presentation, Chalice in Wonderland. I mean, the name says it all. And even since I started to promote this, people are already saying they're gone back to watch the movie to see what they could pick up and all of that. That's good. I'm happy for that. But you need to come to the lecture. You can't do it yourself. I'm telling you, you can say what you want. You definitely got to come in and sit in with us. And I mean, it's going to take more than the 2 hours, but we're going to fit it in the 2 hours and highlight the mystics, the mystery behind this movie and other movies. It's not just Chalice in Wonderland or Alice in Wonderland. And that is why, even coming up to this lecture, as we always do, we have to give you specific programs, episodes, kind of prepare you for this. So those of you who will be there, because I know everyone ain't going to be there, but those of you who understand the value of what we do and respect our work and will be there at the lecture Chalice in Wonderland, we would have already prepared you for the lecture. So certain things we don't have to go over or touch again, or even if we just breeze over it, you know that because we did a whole half an hour reasoning on that, or a whole hour reasoning on that subject. So now we can just go through and get to the nitty gritty of this. Remember, you can make your payments using the Cash app at Ra 2723. We will put that Cash App link in the description below, and that Cash App is used. You could use that Cash App in any of your purchases from us, and even as it relates to subscribing to the Shock of the Hour. And keep in mind, once you are a subscriber to the radio program, the Shock of the Hour, you don't even have to wonder about your key to get into the lecture on Wednesday evening, because once you are a member of the Shock of the Hour, you come into all of our international lectures and other gifts and other benefits that we have. You definitely will receive. Why are you not? I ain't playing with you, you know. Why are you not a member of the Shock of the Hour? You know how it is with me. You know? Too much of the talking ain't, I mean, talking is good. As Vaughn says, action is better, but the speech is fine. I'm telling you, the Shock of the Hour is a whole university within itself. You understand? And give thanks that you are here with us on the internet and the but you should be a part of the Shock of the Hour subscription and get your radio program each and every evening. And just like the Cash App, if you do not have the Cash App, you contact us via the email. To be a subscriber of the Shock of the Hour, you contact us via email as well, priestisaac27@gmail.com. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing you on that Wednesday, the 14th. As I say, just contact us and we will give you your electronic key so that you can enter into the webinar hall on that evening. It's only $20 United States currency. Chalice in Wonderland, believe me, man, you're gonna full enjoy this, man. You're definitely gonna full enjoy this one. This one is gonna take it to another level. Oh, and just remind, of course, all of our books are still available on Amazon, or you could get them directly from me. I enough respect to those who contact me and say, hey, I want the books directly from you. I respect that. But if you want to deal with Mr. Amazon, he's already making a couple billions a day, or no, 7 million a day, something like that. Am I making a day? 7 million, I think, a day, or 7 million an hour, whatever. If you want to continue to push him along, you could definitely order the books from Amazon. And Ancient and Modern, the true biblical land of Israel, and even the heavens declare the glory of God. All right, and as I look to set my channel up, we're going to look to join the Honorable Empress. Yeah. And listen, I don't really run down shadows, but somebody said something about one of these recurring comments, giving me the time and trying to tell me what time I started the interview in the last day, some 11 or something, the interview started. Listen, let me explain something. I don't like to speak to computers and things that, I mean, that's why sometimes I cool. People come with all kind of fictitious name, green cloth hanging on the door. That's somebody's name, and their profile picture is a lollipop, and they make some kind of comment or trying to tell you something. Sometimes, I mean, it don't make sense. I ain't gonna respond to a lollipop. But what I'm saying is, whenever we start the interview, why you don't call CNN and tell Wolf Blitzer, oh, how you start the interview 15 minutes late? You see, sometimes some of us, we just need to grow up, man. He said, there's no one that supports this work. When I say supported, I have no finance here. You don't even know what's going on here. You just make the master do what the master got to do. Yeah, trust me. And let me be clear here. This internet world, and this is an advice to you all, everyone. I like to say, on your way home, the dogs that bark at you, if you stop and try to confront every dog, you'll never reach home. Now, you see, in this internet world, if you are a part of it, don't respond to everything. Don't respond to everything. I come to realize that sometimes it's computers talking to you. Things that don't even have a soul. You see me here, you know me, Priest Isaac. You see my face, you see my lips moving. You even know things about me that you, just because you watch me, you pick up things and even know certain things about my lifestyle, family, all of these little things. So when someone now with some fictitious name, half-made broom as a name, half-made broom, I know that's not what your mother gave you, half-made broom. And then their profile picture is a pink cellular phone. And then they start to attack you with some sort of comment. And then you now in your energy start to answer the pink cellular phone. Now, remember, you, like me, I'm here. You can see me. You hear me. I'm here. And the standard that we are dealing with here, honorable family, this is the work of Far Eye. So whenever the interview starts, I always tell my people, listen, if the video too long, when you get tired, you can press stop, pause, next video, go to sleep, go to work, leave the house, do anything you want to do. You must feel free. All right. So sometimes I don't even feel no way when you don't see me even take up no conversation with you. Because, I mean, you feel that you're taking too long to start the interview. So how long we take to start the interview now? because of them kind of comments there. But anyway, I don't want to wait no longer to start the interview. But you're going to have to wait a little longer because I'm going to hold my little meds with some Nyabingi music while I go in the background here and see if the Honorable Empress Lily Mae is already in the waiting room.
Oh, come, Emmanuel. Oh, come. Oh, come. Emmanuel. Captain Israel.
Blessed love once again. So we are here officially. Blessed love to each and every one. Give thanks for the resurrection moment upcoming again. And all the fasting warriors and service angels. Give thanks for all those on the foundation. Give thanks for all branches internationally. All those who have kept the strength throughout this moment, Lenten period, 40 days and 40 nights, although it's a little more than that. But give thanks for the strength. And as promised, the Honorable Empress Lily Mae is here with us again. And of course, we already, Honorable Empress, had some comments as it relates to the first session that we had. Of course, it didn't go how we planned it, but you know, the Most High is the greatest planner. And you know, you gave us a good idea of exactly how you came into the fullness of the faith. Although you didn't actually come to the full ending, but I'm sure you may just want to even seal up that story for us. But as I promised the audience, today we definitely want to touch upon the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, his glory, your time with him, and whatever it is that you could pass to us as it relates to the Black Christ in the flesh, because as one would speak of, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and even Mary Magdalene, and of course their gospels and their account. So in the same way, I think that's how we will get our best information, not from Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, but from those who walk with the Father himself, like the Honorable Empress Lily Mae. Blessed love, Empress, give thanks to the blessed day and heart of resurrection.
Blessed of Honorable Majesty, give thanks also for life and a mighty life giver. Holy Emmanuel, I, Selassie, I, Rastafari. Marcus, Mosiah, Gabi, I, and Amos, Jakes, Gabi, I. Selassie, I, Rastafari, King Alpha and King Omega, I. Empress Menon and Empress Selassie, I. And the Right Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards and Women Freedom Liberation League. I and I, Selassie, I, Rastafari. Give thanks to my Lord for this opportunity again. Give thanks to the Honorable Priest doing such interview. Yes. Pardon my manners from yesterday. I didn't officially greet you up and thank you very much for these interviews and all the great works that you have been doing over the years. I appreciate it and love it, and give thanks to the I and your royal family, my Lord. Holy Emmanuel, I, Selassie, I, Rastafari. So where I was yesterday when it was cut off is that on the bus, the Jolly bus, they call it the JOS bus, talking about Rastafari, me and Princess Anne-Marie. And I told you that this man came in with his khaki cover on, this army suit and this army hat, and sat down before me. And I was talking to Anne-Marie, and he took out a map and said, I've been all over the world. I've traveled all over the world. I've traveled over the world. So I didn't say anything. I just look at the map and I see like drawings and plans and thing. And then the bell just rang and he just got up and got off the bus. So when I reach home now, I meditate and I say, but that was strange. I say, that's His Majesty. And when I look at myself and I see the short man and the complexion, and I say, yes, that's His Majesty. But I didn't say anything to anyone. I went forward to the Bahamas. And when I reached the Bahamas, my landlady told my neighbor, who is also Jamaican, Martha, Bahamian man, and she said, do you know, to tell me that he just read in the papers that they see my God in New York. So I told my neighbor to tell her that I just saw him in Jamaica also. Empress Selassie, Rastafari. Now to King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, my founder, leader, president, God, and King, who I love so much. Besides that, you don't know I love this man. Jesus Christ of Nazareth, live it, you know.
Okay, hold on, before you get there, I know you live it and everything. That's nice. That we get in there. Let me ask you, let me clear. So you're saying, because I'm sure those who are watching this would have gotten the first interview, but just per se, maybe a few kind of somehow didn't miss it and they come across this. You're saying through your experience as a young princess coming into this faith here in the 70s, just when they say Haile Selassie disappeared, well, that's what your reported that BBC said that he died. And well, your friend told you that. And that time, just a few hours before that, you just held on to the Rastafari faith. That's very important in the component of what you told us yesterday, so we don't lose track of what you're saying. And this, and in the latter part of this now, you're saying, okay, you're on the bus, this man meets you. This is just on the fringes of the disappearance of the emperor. And you're saying somebody told you that the emperor was sighted in New York.
1976. That's the next year when I tell you I have to go to Jamaica for 3 months. That's the year the visit.
That's the year I was born. And you're saying that you now met the emperor on a bus the same time.
Yes.
I hear you. I just wanted to be clear.
And there's a next priest in Ethiopia named Priest Charles. He's from Trinidad and he went to a university in Canada and he's in Addis Ababa now. And I was told I was telling Priest Shanai and Priest Shadow, who I came to Ethiopia, my first visit about my experience in Jamaica on the bus. And Priest Shanai told me that Priest Charles saw His Majesty in Ethiopia, and Priest Majesty and Empress Selassie told him the same words, that he been all over the world, he's traveling all over the world. And he said, he was asking the people on the bus, do you know who this man is? Empress Selassie, I tell him, say, just keep it quiet, just keep it quiet. So I said, yes, God do show himself,
Exactly.
to his chosen one. Empress
Rastafari.
Selassie, Rastafari. I
We'll
was in
continue.
Ethiopia when I came this time. I told them, because 10 years ago, when I saw King Emmanuel Charles Edwards on the runway, I never told anyone about that. And when I came back to Ethiopia by myself with two other brethren, I was telling the first brethren who I came with 10 years ago about my experience with King Selassie, how I saw him on the bus, and about the experience when I saw King Emmanuel Charles Edwards on the Bole runway in Ethiopia, when they was in the back of the plane and I was in the middle of the plane, and I was looking around to tell them, see Daddy there on the runway, and his whites with his rod sitting down. When I look around, this, oh Lord, they so far. This is just for my eyes alone. But King Emmanuel Charles Edward did invite me to Ethiopia.
Mm-hmm.
You understand me? When I reached, because he promised me 20 years earlier that he was going to send me to Ethiopia personally. It was going to take some time. So that was the experience that I was trying to show my brethren when he told me, he said, yes, Priest Charles saw His Majesty same time. And it's the same words that His Majesty spoke to me, that he spoke to Priest Charles. So two testimonies is right. Continue with King Emmanuel Charles
Yes,
Edward.
my Lord. My Empress. Got you.
What's Priest Isaac? Priest Isaac?
Yes, Honorable Empress.
Can I get my name right, please? I'm not Duncan.
Yeah, I know. I got
Duncan.
it. I got it. Duncanson.
Yes, my Lord.
I even corrected
Lily Mae
myself,
Duncan.
even to my audience. Yeah, I did.
Okay, glorify. In 1977, I went to Jamaica now to stay for good with so I can take care of my son. I was up on Stony Hill when I came the night, and it was raining. And I smoked some herb, my Lord. The herb was just like, oh, heavenly.
Jamaica,
and I went into some heights. And I would look out the window, and I was contemplating, say, yes, now I reach home to be with my son now, and what is the next step? When I look out the window, there was this Rasta man in turban and robe sitting between a breadfruit tree that's shaped like a U with the Bible in his hand. Me shake my eye like, you seeing right? I look around, nobody even business with me. I shake my eye, you seeing right? I say, yeah, you seeing right. There's a man in the breadfruit tree with a turban on and a robe and a Bible in his hand. So I say, yes, that had to be King Emmanuel Charles Edward, the man that I saw on my first visit. So I said, okay, I'm going to head to Bobo Shanty Hill. You know, when the Father wants you to move, he put fire at your foot. So that first week I was there, and things rose up that I found out that I never pleased about. So I said, okay, well, the situation is really over. I'm going to Bobo Hill. So I said, ask my son, you ready to go? He said, yes. So I got myself ready. Please, Isaac.
Yes, I.
I am ready, ready. I always try to free my bowels because when the journey is long, I know say well I have to free my bowels to make this journey because there's no bathroom available like that. So when I go into the bathroom, I saw my womanly creation principle. So I say, Rasta God, that time I ready to go out the door, I say, Rasta God, you mean I can't go over Shandia because I heard about the 21 days purification principle. And I said it's a waste of time. So I took off my clothes and I was so disappointed. I said, as I reached couple days, which is, I know say where the Bible say 8 days. So I say, you know what? I can wait till at least 11 days. And I did up on the Constant Spring Hills, enjoying the atmosphere because up there is beautiful green, and I mean the water springs. You have cocoa and You could go in the water spring and I just enjoyed myself until I said, okay, I'm 11 days now. I'm heading up a Bobo Hill. Got myself ready this time and do the same thing. And when I reached now to the door, say I going out, I hear, I hear Bobo chanting. So we like, what? There was a priest, Zaki, that came and looked for the brethren that me and my son was living with. This me, Rasta got King Emmanuel sent an angel to bring me home to
That's
Bobo
Ella
Hill.
Pidao?
No. This time he have to leave Peter because he never
Okay.
took care of my son properly.
Okay.
So the
Okay,
brethren who
anyway,
took my son,
yeah.
who took my son, was keeping my son. I eventually live with them.
Okay, fair enough.
You understand me?
Sure.
So that time, Elder Pada and Empress Cherry and I part ways because
Oh, man.
of some, you know how Rastafari go. When you tell them say build a house and instead of building one room for my son, they build 6 rooms, and I supposed to finish that, and I currently come out of Babylon to live in this one room with my son. So
I
I
don't
just
want this.
decided, so I can't finish this.
I don't want this
So
drop
I
you from the
just
point.
right disassociate myself from them, but no vibes, you know. That's brother sisterly love. So when I reach up on Bobo Hill now, I am settled in and live with a sister, the same brethren who came for me. I lived with his empress, you know. And King Emmanuel Charles Edwards asked me, say, when I reach 17 days, I want to go to the tabernacle. I tell him, say, well, yes, you know. And to God live in our hearts, you know how I love the service because this is my first time into a church, a Rastafari church, with a service. And I went into the service by myself, you know, they just instruct me what to do. You pray to the door, you bow to the altar, and you go in the congregation. So when I reach in the congregation now, I forget what to do. A priest came off of the altar, priest Brownie, and showed me how to pray. So I prayed, and then the hymn that they sang next was, "Weary one, just stop and listen. Happy news I bring to you. Negus has prepared a banquet. Come and welcome, thou shalt be. Make no longer vain excuses. Negus calls and calls thee now. Holy Manuel I Selassie I Rastafari." And that
Come,
was my
everything
first
is ready.
fast.
Where you want to
Yeah,
go.
very so I really stop.
I wait
You
there
know,
for
so and I looked into that hymn. I said, yes, he coming to the wedding banquet. Okay, see the beauty's wedding garment. You know, in his hands he holds it now. I say, yes, because I look into everything. When I said Rastafari, nothing is not just like a coincidence. Everything to me have a meaning. So I look into the hymn, and I enjoyed the service, and I can wait till the next service. Then I think like I didn't even get a Sabbath. I went into house, which is the 17 days purification principle at that time. And then you free up and have 5 days that you could free up, but you still can't go tabernacle, courthouse, gatehouse, or around His Majesty courts. So you just like could be see your son, but you can't touch no one either. So you know, and so I went into to the house for my 21 days, and when I came out, that 17 days, I was free and was went into a free house and stayed. And I was knowing saying that that's time I just seen my son for 21 days, and this is the first time we experiences 17 days. We experiencing this separation on the hill, you know, and he still was happy and he was gonna still stay. He didn't want to leave or nothing. So then I realized that I gonna need a house because I ain't have nowhere else to go when my next journey, you know. So I reasoned with His Majesty, and there was a empress named Empress Elgita. We call her Queen Empress Menen. She was the Secretary General. She's the one that wrote all the Black supremacy telegrams to the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth II, and send them to the Queen for King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. She he was she Empress Elgita Morris is His Majesty King Emmanuel Charles Edwards' personal secretary. And he put me in her hand, and we used to go to the cleaner company and send telegrams to the Queen of England. We used to go to United Nations and give words, you know, to the Secretary General who's in charge in the Jamaica United Nations. And I would walk with her and do all of His Majesty business. And during my 17 days, but she could go to the heart, but I had to go to the side gate because I wasn't fully free 21 days to go to the heart. So when I come in now, she'd encourage me to come on her yard, come cook and thing. And when the elder Virgin MC say I 70 days and I in a house and cook and thing, there's a bonfire upon me. I said, why you all bonfire upon me? And she's the elder and she have me here doing these things. You understand me? And I was so timid and felt away and I couldn't say nothing. So I just bear and bear and bear. So King Emmanuel Charles Edward, when I 21 days, will start culturing me about the principles of the Empress Freedom Liberation League.
So he's
So he would
culturing
say,
you personally, like you personally
of
sitting with
course,
him.
of course,
Talk to me.
of course, personally sitting at his feet or sitting in a chair next to him,
Wow.
and he's telling me what he want me to do. So he said, an empress would put up a white flag when she's free at her gates, That time I ain't got no gates yet. He said when she take her journey, she put up a red flag. And he said, sisters must help sisters. The empress then must minister to the sisters that the brethren don't have to come and put nothing on a wall or give it to someone to carry to the empress. An empress must minister to an empress. So I said, well, I can minister to empress because I don't need a house to put on a red flag and put on a white flag, but I could minister to my sister's own house. So I was living in a house that I could do that. And I told my other sister, Sister Dora Townsend, is my elder. I came and met her there. And I told her, say, well, Dada, that's our name. I'll be referring to King Emmanuel Charles Edwards now as Dada or His Majesty. His Majesty told me, say that we must start ministering to we sisters in a house. But we'll be unfree because people was just carrying things and giving it to or putting it on a wall and leaving it there, and the empress will pick it up and they still will be free. So His Majesty tell us, say, that's not the proper way to do it. A sister must help a sister, but she wouldn't be free to go tabernacle. She'd be separate from a king man. Only her and her children would be able to collect the food from kitchen instead of a one carrying up or a brethren carrying it for his empress. We as sisters will be ministering to our sisters. So I said, okay, Empress Dora, you ready for that? She said, yes. I said, okay, let's start it. And Empress Hazel too, our next empress, Priest Harpo Empress, she said yes. Empress Dora's sister, and she said yes. 3 of us will start it. So me and Sister Dora started. So I was in a house, I had to put up a red and white flag. I can go food house, I can go gate house. Anything I want, I have to stay out and call a brethren and give them the message and go and take the message from a sister and carry it to their king man. And he'll put things on a tray and give it to me. I'll carry it to the sister and give words back and forward. So nearing my time now for me to take my journey, I am tell King Emmanuel that I need a house to go in because the empress that I went into the house with the first journey, she didn't accept me for the second journey. So I had a little strength. It wasn't my strength, it was my son's strength. After the day, he tell me about how I spend his money. So I had a few 100 US, and I went and I withdrew it and everything. And His Majesty told me, King Emmanuel Charles Edward, to give it to the Secretary General. So in 1 week, I had my house. But when I was feel like now my journey was coming, I had to go in a next house, and they put up my fence. And by 6 o'clock, I went into my own house and put up my red flag. That's the first time I flew a red flag. And the next morning, when the brethren them see the red flag, oh, everyone glorified.
Yeah, man, I feel
They
that like
full of
if
my
I, yeah, sorry. No, pardon me, sorry. I'm talking to myself.
the brethren bring me so much water, they just full up my barrel with water. And you know how far you have to go for a barrel? You know where the hill is, right? Because you've been
Yeah,
on the hill.
of course, man.
And you know the
Yeah.
police station is? That's where a man have to go for a barrel, a bucket of water. And Priest Rugu and Priest Robbie, Priest Honorable Jaman, Mother and Sister Sandra
Yeah.
Kingman, man, they made such a big fuss and they fill up my drum with water.
I don't want to cut your joy, but just to be clear, yes, I've been on the hill, but where they were going for that water at that time, That was my time. Man, don't show me where they used to go on the other hill. I don't know if it's way over the other side you're talking about. That if that's what you're talking about.
No, you had many places. You had
Oh,
many
okay, okay,
places you could
okay,
go for water, you know.
okay,
You
okay.
had many places you could go for water.
Sure.
You could go over, they call a place, you could go over a ghetto for water by the tambourine tree. Then you could, when
Right.
that lock off, you have to go to the police station and ask them. That's further by the
Yeah.
bridge. Then when that lock off, you have to go way up a Baito.
I think
That's
that's
like from, I telling you, that's the next hill. That's
yeah,
behind our hill.
yeah, that's it. Well, that's the one I heard of. So okay, but continue, please. Very
Okay.
wonderful.
Well, it wasn't that far. It wasn't that far. It was like at the police station on the main road where we catch the bus to go to
True. But give
Kingston.
thanks.
Okay.
I glorify, man. That's a joy. I feel, like I was there.
Yes. And I spent my 21 days. And when I spent my 21 days, I came out and I put up a white flag. And that was so beautiful. And I went to King Emmanuel Charles Edwards and tell him I give thanks and glorify, and I love my little house and everything. And in the meantime now,
I feel so good to hear that.
he was telling me about the Women's Freedom Liberation League and giving me more instructions what I must do. And but I decided, like in my mind, like you know what, this road kind of steep because I get in a fight. Oh.
No, go ahead. Yes, I just agree with you.
So I'm going to divert now to some little negativity, but it is not, to me, it's not negativity. It's just, a part of life. Because I don't even dwell on this, but it happened.
Right,
you understand me? It happened.
So,
and I couldn't tell a lie, like everything was just a bed of roses.
All right.
I went through my tribulation. And the first tribulation I went to is when the Empress told me, I can't come back in the house with her for my 21 days because, I'm kind of like a feisty, and if you're wrong, don't hear you as I tell you you're wrong. And I don't bow to certain things, and they want puppet, and I know puppet. I never was a puppet, and I'm still not a puppet. I'm very controversial. With understanding still, I'm very humble too because I'm learning meekness. So when she tell me that now, I had to go draw a little money and make a little house in one day and buy some board and some board full of chink and scorpion. And when they make the house, my Lord, like 5 inches in between the floor and board. When it rain, I could look and see the water running off the hill in front of underneath the house. This me judgment ball. This me spend my life in. I said, So going forward to what I tell you now, that the little negativity that I experienced. First of all, when I came to Bobo Hill, I came out of a colder climate. And say my complexion is light, like His Majesty. But I was lighter. There wasn't no sun was hitting me. So they used to call me white. I said, anyways, doesn't matter to me. I have a black heart.
Right.
So one day now, it got so bad, some other people that came to the foundation, which is lighter than me, they was feeling so much oppression because the racism was so heavy, like, oh, we ain't got no part in this kingdom because we ain't mix up light. So, you hearing me?
I hear you clear. I hear phone ringing.
Besides, are you hearing me?
I hear you clear.
Okay. So I went and said now, okay, if I brown, King Selassie I brown, and if I mix with honey and cornmeal, King Selassie I mix. She go take it now, my sister, because she was feeling it because she's a Black woman and she have some mix-up children. And she was feeling it, oppression, like, so I just gave her that comfort. And she went and repeated. And when she repeated now, the people then take it up, a particular empress, and they had a big meeting on His Majesty porch. That time His Majesty was living in the guest house, which is a guest house now, facing the office. And they draw me up and they asked, His Majesty sent a word and asked me, say, did I say it? I said, yes, my Lord, I said. So when they carry the word to His Majesty now, they say, yes, her judgment get fling off the hill. I just said, whatever. So when the word came back, His Majesty said that I mustn't say it again. I said, yes, my Lord. And I never said it again, but the word did went out. If King Selassie is the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, conquering of the tribe of Judah, elect of God and love this world and the might of the Trinity, and him is that complexion, you can't tell me say I can't be saved. And I always give to King Selassie thanks and praises for coming in that flesh, because he could come in any complexion he want. And he chose to come in that complexion just to save us, the lighter skinned Africans who was raped. Not we personally, but our foreparents and have this contaminated blood and thing, but just so he come for a heart, and not a skin, you know? And I went through that. And that was one of my adversaries. But I never made that hold me down, because one thing I didn't know, King Emmanuel Charles did love me and still love me. So from Jah love me, the world could hate me. That was my philosophy. And I had my beautiful little black son that is colored in my arms. I just feel so black and, I mean, holy. And when I feel him, I feel all his melanin in my body, because I carry him 9 months and I bring out a black son like that. And they tell me, say, that ain't my son, because me as a light skin complexion woman can't bring a black son like that. I say, anyways, but that little part there where I disclose something personally that they use against me too, I mean, diverge in that. But do you see the space in between? Before I talk about my next adversary, do you see the space in between the office and the house that they use now as guest house?
Yeah, I know exactly where you're talking.
Which was King Emmanuel house that I came and saw him in.
Yeah, fully. I fully understand what you're talking about. Fully.
Okay, right. Do you know in that space there, we would be in the foundation, and King Emmanuel will stand up on his veranda, and he'll call the whole Israelites to come in that congregation there and stand up, and he'll culture us. And one day I was telling Sister Dard, we was reminiscing. I said, Sister Dard, you remember when Jai used to call us and culture us and tell us what's gonna happen? Because he used to say, say the time could come that y'all gonna just come and walk and talk to me, Y'all gotta make appointment to see me,
So what year this is?
The time will come.
What year this is? This is 17 still.
This from 1977. Between 1977 and 1980, I was living in heaven. You're gonna tell me I was in any Africa?
Okay, here. So what you're saying that continue what you're saying a moment ago. The time will come.
In 1977, between 1977 and 1980, was a different Congress from 1980. You see, in 1980, the Congress changed. You understand me? I mean, in 1977, it was pure elders from Baka Wall. They glorify us. You know what they call us? Princesses. And I did love that, because I was 25 and I was so glad they was calling me princess. I used to feel like a princess. Afterwards, in the 80s, they started calling us Empress. But elders from Baka Wall used to call us princess. And they said, take care of us, man. They said, make brooms for us on the broom fields. We could go on the broom field and say, could you make a hand broom for us? And they make a hand broom for us. Sometimes I go on the broom field, I have 3 hand broom. That's peanut, banana, and cane. Because I'll give it to, he's what a virgin I'll give, say, could you sell this hand broom for me, please? And bring me some peanut. That time we can eat parched peanut, a pure raw peanut. So he'll take it and say, yes, Empress. They never tell us no. So the next one will take a next one, say, could you bring me some cane? You take it, yes, princess, and bring some cane. Say, could you turn this hand broom for me and bring me some bananas? Yes, princess. So when they go and sell their broom and they sell our hand broom, we getting peanut, banana, and cane. That's the way that the elders had love for
I don't want to miss the point you're making, though. You, Empress Dorrit, King Emmanuel said, the time will come when you will be able to come to me and just talk to me like how you're doing now.
Wait, no, man. I was telling you about how the elders, when I reached in 1977 to 1980, how the elders used to treat us. I was coming forward to that.
I thought I sidetracked you with asking for the date. No problem.
I know. Right. But I was coming to that, but I wanted to make say how the elders from Bakawa used to treat the sisters, and not me alone. Any empress could go and ask on the broom field and ask for a hand broom and get soap. Anything you want, you could tell a brethren, or you could go to the Universal House too. You understand me? But the brethren was freely make hand broom for us, and we'll ask other brethren to sell it and get our local spice. So now, but let me tell you why His Majesty called us and told us that. you see on that porch or veranda, His Majesty had a long chair. And he would sit on that chair and he will just like go on, we say, go on his journey. And my house, not the one that I came in and put up a red flag. After a while, I got a palace, like my house in Trinidad that I saved. I used the architect from that house and built a palace.
I didn't know
King Emmanuel
Trinidad.
Charles really built it for me. And we had to pass King Emmanuel Charles Edwards to go to my house. So he would be sitting on that porch. Anyone could just approach him and just talk to him. Bless the love, Dada. And he would just answer and bless the love, my Lord, and bring his problems, bring your problems to him, and he'll just answer. So one day His Majesty was sitting on that bench, which was upholstery, and he was on his journey. And I went and I sang to him a chorus, and he didn't open his eyes or anything, and I just left. And when I was coming forward from my house, I had to pass him again. He just looked at me and smiled. So I know that he got my chorus. And anyone could have done that. And people could just come and disturb him or just come and see him anytime they want. So he would call the whole of Israel, everyone in the camp, don't care what you're doing, you have to leave and come in that, what I should call it, in that space, right? Enclosure. Between the office and his house. That was his house, his palace. That house was a palace. Trust you me, that was a palace like Emperor Menelik Palace and Empress Taitu Palace and Toto. I come and see that same palace where King Emmanuel was living in. Understand me? In Ethiopia. It was red, gold, and green, and the veranda was so long, go straight round, and inside his dining room, man, was sparkling and bananas and bread and oranges, and you go in there, oh goodness, like you're in heaven. So he would call us and stand up on the veranda and culture us. And so I was telling Sister Dora, I said, Sister Dora, do you remember, say, when Jai used to call us and culture us and tell us how we can have to make a appointment to see him? We must live good amongst one another, and what he want us to do and what he don't want to do. She said, yes, I remember. I said, remember how we used to have to drop everything we doing and just reach there, man, woman, and child? He said, yes. She said, one day I had to leave my pot on the fire and come and listen to Jah. I said, yeah. She said, when I reached back, the pot wasn't burning. I say, powers Empress Dirt for Emmanuel Selassie, Rastafari. And he would do that. He would do that like whenever he ready, he could call up Israel. Say, Israel, do you know say time will come that you all wouldn't have to be going so far for water? He just prophesied a lot of things. And do you know, say we came and we see everything that he prophesied fulfilled? Just when the 1980s come in now, oppression. But he said, the heart of the battle is suited a victory. He said, those who can endure will stand. So King Emmanuel Charles Edward, let me, that joy is a joy that the elders would know. I don't know if after 1980, if it still was going on, but I know from 1977 to 1980, that happened. So, yes, 1980 when I what should I call them? The young ones from America start influxing the Congress.
Get you, man.
Okay. What I was going to tell you about one other. Oh, let me tell you about the adversary now. Let me tell you the adversary.
So when you say elders, you mean like priest Rollo, priest Giffy? What you call elders? You can give a few names. Let me just clarify that from back.
Oh yes. Priest Harris, which is my daughter's father.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is my daughter's father.
Priest Harris that Ghana and everything, make a move.
Ghana.
Okay. That went to Ghana.
Yes, I said. Yeah, okay. I sent them to Ghana. All yes, right. And Priest Rollo, yes, you're right. Priest Juby, Priest Cello, Priest
Wait, no, Priest
Jackie.
Juby. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. You go ahead. You have me unfair
Yes.
here. Go ahead. Priest Juby say he met Marcus Garvey already. You ever hear that reasoning?
No, but I believe you because he's one of the elders that I used to cling to. And when I went up there as a young princess, I used to cling to the elders because I wanted to know all about Bacawal and all about the experiences of Bacawal. So Priest Juby was one of my brethren as I used to sit in. Even in 2015, when I went to the Bobo Hill, 2014, we still had some reasoning also because I was just checking when I go to give me some reasonings about Ancient of Days, So
yes,
and Priest Little is my brethren, man. Priest Cello, oh, I love Priest Cello. All those Bacawal brethren, them there. They were mostly the elders from Bacawal. Then you have elder brethren who came up on the hill like Priest Giffy. You understand me? Priest Rocco. They came up on the hill. They wasn't from Bacawal. You have elders and you have elders. You understand me? So then you have the Secretary General Empress Aljita Morris. That was my mama. She took me under her wings, and we would go on delegations and remind me to tell you about the first delegation I went on with King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, okay? And Empress Rachel and Empress Aljita at the Glen, okay? But let me tell you about this adversary first. So, King Emmanuel Charles Edwards was telling us about the Empress Freedom Liberation League, but so I was going to all these adversary. I go put a red flag on white flag and have these empress that ministering to empress that when you come out sometime you don't even get no Sabbath because you have to go unfree, go minister to your sisters. You can't be with the king, man. You can't go service. And so I was very disliked. But from King Emmanuel that loved me, and I used adversary, so that never fazed me. So now, Empress Menin, L.G. Morris, right? Sister Menin. She took me under her wings and she would carry me all on her delegations when she doing jail work, and I learned the ropes from her. And so this time now, Just said we getting on good, man, we doing work. So Just decided to exalt us. So Just said, okay, Empress Aljita Morris, she's gonna be the Secretary General, like Marcus Garvey, Field Marshal Lady Mint. So she got that title. So he said Empress Rachel is gonna be the leading empress. And there's other leading empress.
He said that King Emmanuel said that.
Yes, of course. The general, King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. He's giving his Empress League. Now, we ain't had an Empress League then, he's just exalting his daughters who trying his works to do.
I hear you.
So he said Empress Aljita Morris is his Secretary General.
Right.
He said Empress Rachel is his leading empress. Right. Empress Pauline, Priest Mary, Empress is a leading empress. Empress Hazel, Priest Harper, Empress is a leading empress. You had about two Joy, Big Joy and Little Joy is leading empress. Empress Phyllis, young Empress Phyllis, Priest Zaki, who came up to Stony Hill to bring me to Bobo Hill, she's a leading empress. Then you have who else now? Sister Cutie, she's a leading empress. And Sister Elaine, this is not the Sister Elaine that we know now, is not Sister Elaine, Sister Rachel's sister. She's a leading empress. Then he said Empress Lily is a leading empress. Empress Jenny's is a leading empress. So when the word go out now,
As a lot of leading empresses, I always thought it was one, to be honest. No offense.
No, that's right. But wait, you want to hear the rest of the story. So when I went now to minister, remember I'm ministering unfree. So when I went to minister now to certain empresses, they attack me. Them say, how you just come here so and you get leading empress before me? Your name before my name. This me what? So I say, listen, I can shoot you. This me what? When I hear that now, I say, oh Lord. I fly around King Emmanuel and I start crying. So King Emmanuel say, okay then, there's no leading empress. So guess what? Everyone was back to their normal, except Empress Elgita Morris. You see, from that day, I say, I don't want to tell, if anyone give me the title, leading Empress, I'll box them down. When I go back, I'm saying, I tell them, don't call me no leading Empress, yeah? You see me? I'm Sister Lily Mae Duncanson, and I'm an elder. The only title I want is an elder, and I'm going to earn that. Because that's the only title that no one can take from you, because you live in that. King Emmanuel Charles ever gave me ambassador. He gave me secretary. He gave me leading Empress. I tell him, man, I want them title. I will do the work without a title. You understand me? And up to now, I only take the secretarial position because in 1989, he told me, say, after that's the next adversary, I stayed in house 60-something days, 66 days because of slander. And I didn't come out, but I also was keeping a little princess, 17-year-old, that her parents come for her because they had under curfew in my hand. So I just didn't want to free up till they come from America to collect her. So I just stayed in the house with her for 66 days, me and my daughter. 66. When I come out of the house, just say, me don't know what you deal with, you know. Me don't want you wash my clothes. I just burst out laughing in my heart. I say, yes, Jah, you answer my prayer. Because certain ones who didn't come on the Congress as young princesses, like me and Sister Esther and Sister Dorothy, they came when they finished their menstruation. So they was giving us a struggle that we unfree, our hands are not pure enough to wash His Majesty clothes. So I was, and like the brethren, them was like siding with them, like they gonna wash. It's okay if y'all want to wash His Majesty clothes. I don't mind. So me and Sister Dora just laugh and say, okay, that may be getting some rest. So when they see, say, now we withdraw, and it is not more, it ain't no competition no more glamorous. They drop the ball. And when time for them for wash now, them see, say, like where they think it was easy, wash and iron, it wasn't so easy. You understand me? Because when we free, sometimes Sister Dora will wash and I would iron. Sometimes I would wash and iron. You understand me? Because I love to iron. Sister Dora is a washing machine. So we'll take turns and from she wash, I'll just iron and fix up Jah house with Sabbath. And it looked like we couldn't to them. But then we drop the ball now and make them say, okay, y'all take it as elders, y'all take it. And I just stayed in the house for 66 days because our brethren slandered me. And I say, you know what? I ain't ready for this battle. At the same time, the Empress sent her daughter from America. Me to keep, so I just locked down.
Let me come in here. Let me come in here before I continue the story. I like the washing machine part. Okay, but with the time we have, let's put all the adversity aside now. Let's get a little more with the time that we have, give me a little more joyous juice there, Let's forget the adversities for the moment. And you're talking about the bridging them from America and so on. I would want us to leave, and we want to make sure we hit the delegation to the cleaner before the time go on us and the full.
Oh, yeah. Let me get the delegation to the cleaner.
Before you go to the
tell you about when I tell His Majesty to tie his turban. No, let me get the turban one for you. One day I was free.
Right, go ahead.
Yeah, one day I was free. Yeah, one day I was free and I went around by His Majesty Palace. So it was early after Psalms reading because we always go to Psalms reading, and 8 o'clock we ran by His Majesty Palace to start our work.
You don't have to rush to talk,
His Majesty. All right then, okay, because you tell me we have time, so I just rush in to get more the glories in. So I see His Majesty sitting down. So I say, Dada, why your turban look like that? So he looked at me like, I just walk off and went. So since I coming from straight from Psalms reading, showing my respects and looking at the house and see what I have to go do and thing, and give him the word, I left and went over to my house now to see what's going on in my house, and then come back and know say the day works start at his palace, and I won't be going back to my house till maybe midday. So when I come forward now, I look at the Majesty King Emmanuel Charles Edward had on a turban, he tied his turban, and it looked like a crown. I was taken aback. When I see this man, Rasta God, look at that crown. He just looked at me and smiled. I say, yes. I said, I want to see my Lord. That's a joy. That's a joy. So the delegation now, Sister Rachel, Sister Gita, and Sister Lily and King Emmanuel. We went to the Gleaner to see Mr. Hector Winter. And His Majesty, King Emmanuel Charles Edward, was asking Mr. Winter about his affairs. And Mr. Winter was answering him, and you know me, I young and want push my mouth in the conversation. So I asked Mr. Winter some questions like, how he holding down on the progress of freedom, redemption, and the national repatriation? And he was taken aback like, who you is? Understand me? So he answered me. I mean, he done answer me. He continued talking to His Majesty King Emmanuel Charles Edward. So before we leave now, Mr. Winter asked King Emmanuel Charles Edward, so who this little one is? Because I was very, very young, and Empress Gita was very, very ancient. Empress Rachel was middle age. So I was very young, 25. So Mr. Winter asked King Emmanuel Charles Edward, say, so who this one is? King Emmanuel look at me. So Mr. Winter ain't wait for his answer. He declared, so she is so and so and so. So His Majesty King Emmanuel say, oh yes, my lord, most natural. I was like, is that so? But I didn't say anything. But I always kept in my heart the answer King Emmanuel, said.
Who declared what? I didn't get that clear. That she's so and so and so.
Mm-hmm.
Who declared?
Yes.
Sister Menem?
No. Mr. Winter asked King Emmanuel, who am I?
Yes.
Who this one is? Because probably he knows Sister Gita and Sister Rachel. But like it's the first time he's seeing me now.
Uh-huh.
So he asked King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, who is this little one? Because remember, say, I asked him a question.
I get all that, yes.
So when he asked King Emmanuel, who am I? King Emmanuel looked at me like he wanted me to tell him who I am. Right. I didn't answer. So Mr. Winter took it upon himself and declare who I am.
I hear you.
So King Emmanuel just agreed with him.
And what
but I didn't agree with Mr. Winter.
What was his declaration?
So I just said in my heart, oh, is that so? Okay. I just kept what Mr. Winter said in my heart.
Okay, I get you now. All right. Okay, no problem.
And I didn't contradict or anything. But that's how I say, oh, so it really is.
All right, I'll make you keep that in your heart.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Good time.
Me and King Emmanuel Charles Edward and other brethren went to the United Nations. And I held the umbrella over King Emmanuel Charles Edward's head when we walk from United Nations down Higley Park Road. You understand me? Mm-hmm. And that was so beautiful. I felt like the man that held the umbrella, the royal umbrella over King Selassie head. You know that culture in Ethiopia?
Yes, I know that. It's true.
I felt like that man holding the umbrella over King Emmanuel Charles Edward's head. I felt so honored, my lord.
And that meeting went good as well.
Oh yes. He when His Majesty came back from that meeting, King Emmanuel Charles Edward came back from that meeting, and everyone went to their separate abode, and I came forward, and His Majesty was reasoning with some of the brethren, and he was telling them, say, that's one of the best meetings that he have, and one of the most progressive meetings that he have with the United Nations in a while.
Okay.
You know?
We'll give thanks for that. No problem.
Yes.
No,
so do we have time?
Yeah, we have time. Okay, you have to tell me about the bridges them that from America, and soon they're not going to be able to come and talk to me. We can get in all that, man. We still have the time now. I just know that you have plenty to share.
And look here, remember, said it is preparation day, I have a pineapple tart to bake, and plus some, we mean Sister Sasha call it now, not hot cross buns, we call it what? Our salvation buns we gonna bake for Saturday. Bread that can keep. And I make an apple pie for tomorrow. And I have fritters to make. Hash brown fritters and wheat. So I have a lot of preparation. I have to put my house on whites from today. Because tomorrow is not in the holy for work. And I give thanks for precises. I give thanks for resurrection. This is Sabbath. This is a celebration that I always catch. Do you know, say, I'm an empress that don't catch celebration? If you look at the videos, you don't see me in no video with the celebrations on the hill. Because I'm always doing 21 days. You understand me? The Golden Jubilee, Christmas, New Year's, Empress Freedom Liberation League, April 21st, Coronation. I don't catch none of those celebrations. But guess what? We always celebrate in the house. We always have our bread, our grated cake, our fish, our drinking. And that's the only time I allow my princess to go from house to house and deliver food to the sisters them. Before I had my princess, I would make the sisters that who have princess come to their, send their children to me to collect. So I was baking bread and have my grated cake, even if I don't have no fish on it. Grated cake and bread, I always have that. And two, I had a lot of drums with water. I used to catch rainwater. When the empress don't have no water, I always give them a bucket of water. So they'll send their princess to me before I had my princess. And so when it's a celebration now, I don't ever have no celebration. This is the only celebration of the year. Every year I'll be free. So I'll make this a gigantic celebration on Bobo Hill. You understand me?
Special celebration.
Yes, my Lord. This is very, very special to me. This celebration here.
Well,
Resurrection.
I wouldn't hold you up, of course. It's very special to me too. And I gonna hold you up at all.
Yes.
Even what you just explained, that's a culture to it. What you just explained is just a culture. All your preparation and housing whites and anyone that's listening.
Yeah, that's why I said it. And say a lot of things the Bobo people them don't do again. They don't take down their line. Say people get judgment of a Bobo Hill when you wash jack clothes that you don't throw away the dirty water out the tub and take down the line for Sabbath.
Yeah. That's a whole different level they got now. Yes, it's true.
It's true. I just tell you local things, local cultures. Yeah,
Yes, I know. Yeah, simple things, even hiding your pen and your knife and all them things. But give thanks.
Yeah, and no matches and no money. Yeah. And no cutlass and no thing. All the things supposed to be hidden.
Yes, I know.
You're supposed to see no working tool when it comes to Sabbath. And Sabbath is supposed to be kept holy, and solitude, That's why I'm glad I leave Bahamas, Rasta God, because every time in Bahamas, people come, Empress Lily, you have any turban for the Empress them? Empress Lily, you have any bread? Empress Lily, you have this? And say, Lord, when I resign, that I ain't gonna see nobody. Just me and God. And I resign and just me and Emmanuel task. But I close my door on Friday, 5:30. I open my door till Sunday, 10 o'clock when I finish my morning devotion. And so me wanted to live.
All the loved ones in Bahamas listening,
No.
They love you, man. But I'm saying, before we go to, I will know you, but you did say, I want to go put you on this spot here. You spoke about a special fall or special turban King Emmanuel gave you, a black one.
I have it on. I have it on. Look at it. There it is. I have it on. I especially wear it because of stuff. I have it on.
Yeah. You're not easy. Hey, we give thanks. Say special to you.
Oh my Lord. This is the first thing I pack in my suitcase come to Ethiopia to stay.
Blessed man. Any special reason why? I mean, he gave it to you, but he personally put it in your hand. He sent it for you. Any story behind that?
Yes.
You could make it the last story then, and we see it like that one.
Okay. When the delegation there was going to Africa, I was when they started, I was living outside the camp. This is my second journey from living outside the camp. The first journey is when I went and have my princess at Harborview, 1984, and she born in 1985. And I don't remember the year when the delegation them started going to Ethiopia. or Africa. I think they went to Ghana first, or Ethiopia, one of them. But
Nigeria.
just say,
I think it's
who
91
can go
though.
to Africa?
Sorry.
Okay, just say, who can go to Africa? Come closer. Come in the yard. So Jairus only used to follow me. Come out the yard, you know. He never wanted to go to the yard, you know. He only used to follow me because I wanted like a break from the oppression and certain things. I just go up in the bush, go live, and no one will even see me for 8 months. I don't leave a bush. I call it up a bush. Top side with Sister Maisie and Sister Lily and them live. Or by Toby the man them plant up now. That's why I used to live up there. So me and my daughter and Priest Harris. So 8 months I ain't going on road. Tell one day I see Priest Danny. I tell Priest Danny, say, tell Dad, I say blessed love. That's the first time I leave my yard in 8 months. And I pray to just say, I hope someone who like me, I could see that I could send a message to Jah. There was Priest Danny coming over the riverbed, and I give him the word to give to Dada. So now we came into the camp. When we came in the camp now, Dada put me in this house, 2-room house. 1 room for myself, and the next room, any empress, when they put up their red flag, they could come and journey with me. So that time, me and my daughter in 1 room, and the next room, about 6 or 7 empress, you know, joining with me, you know. As I put up a red flag, I just know say the gate gonna fly, the back gate, and the empress them gonna pour in. Until I reach 17 days. And my 17 days, all of them have to leave and find other journey house to go, and I will free up in that house. So this day now, the minister named Empress came to me. She named Empress Carlin. You know Priest Iman de Souza? He's from one of those small islands too. He had an empress name.
I think so. I
Empress
think I and that's some
yeah.
things. Anyway, and I think so. But then, go ahead.
No, and then no. Salam no. That's my neighbor hailing me up.
Yeah, man.
Salam no and then no.
Salam no indena.
Salam no. Yeah, and then no.
Yeah.
Is she?
Is she?
He's checking for me. He's checking for me because I live by myself, you see. So my neighbor, he's check on me. I mean, it's Empress Gain, Empress Sister Gainel. So Empress, Priest Iman Empress, she was ministering angel. So she came to my back gate. She was ministering to me. So she said, I just got this turban from Jah, this black turban, isn't it beautiful? I said yes. I say, could you ask Dara, please, could I have a piece of a cloth, please? She said, okay. And she went and she got the turban, the cloth, because they can make a skirt or something, but I decided to make a turban. Okay. And she made this, and I made the turban, and she bought the cloth and made the turban. But when I see you face to face, you come to Ethiopia, I'll tell you more in depth.
No problem.
Okay?
Yes. You sit and carry it on the next level. Give thanks, Honorable Empress. Yes. Hearty celebration, double Sabbath, and resurrection moment. And give thanks for the moment.
Resurrection preparation. Up from the grave he arose with a mighty triumph of his foes. He arose a victor from the dark domain, and shall live forever with his saints to reign. He arose. He arose. Hallelujah. King Emmanuel Charles Edward Arose. Empress Man and I. Last year, Jah. Rastafari. Happy resurrection, my Lord, and give thanks to the moments, my Lord. Peace and love universally. Peace and love. Peace and love.
Blessed Lord. Yes. Give thanks to the Honorable Empress Lilly Mae Duncanson. All right. Yeah, so we did the first part to that. If I don't know if you've seen it, if you haven't, you can definitely check out the internet, the website, the YouTube page, and you will see that. On that first part, the Honorable Empress was more speaking of her experience getting into Rastafari and leaving out of the non-Rastafari world and then coming into this new vibes. And then she, well, basically, I said going into Bobo Shanti. And then what we did today, she is really going into, well, you just heard it, so you know what she went into. All right, I'm very thankful for the Honorable Empress spending that moment with us. And what she has interestingly done is to somewhat bring to a conclusion the, the, the interviews for the Lenten period. Of course, there'll be more interviews in general, but as you know, we definitely wanted to bring ones to the forefront for this moment, even more than we did. But give thanks to those that came forward. We give thanks to the Honorable Priest Richie, Honorable Kess Westmore. We give thanks for the the Honorable the Honorable Priest, the Honorable Priest Kumi. Give thanks to the Honorable Priest Warren. Also give thanks Empress Kishmet as well as Bobo Shanti, but may not have been on the Lent. But at the same time, give thanks for her visitation during that time, and she will be with us again. And it's like, and the Honorable Empress Lily Mae. So give thanks. Thanks for the resurrection. Thanks for all things bright and beautiful. Give thanks for all good doings and sayings. As the Empress just sung it for you, up from the grave you rose. This, for those who are of this order, you know this is really a special and solemn and humble moment. So we are thankful for that time frame. Yeah, give thanks to the Honorable Priest Fligo and the Honorable Priest Koti. Holy Emmanuel I, Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari. That's enough.